Greetings and welcome to Dr. Jane Mackenzie's live video recording on a Thursday where we look at breaking leading edge therapies, what we are experiencing here at our practice in Bryanston, the 365 Healthy by Choice Center, as well as the global world. As you know, the quantum devices reach globally, so we really are privileged and lucky to be able to reach physically, in inverted commas, the world, as well as work in the quantum field, which is everywhere anyway. So we really are blessed, and we really do use this to maximum effect. So we're going to be talking about arthritis today, osteoporosis, and having a look at some of the reasons, the causes of these risk factors, and how to prevent them, and if you do have them, how to realign you. And remember, we're always looking at things that are natural, plant-based, food state, quantum state, exactly as nature intended. So with that, we're going to move forward. And all of our bodies need to be alkaline. All of our bodies need to have little or no inflammation. All of our bodies need lots of oxygen. The pH must be alkaline. And those are three determining factors, basically, that if they are out of balance will lead to dis-ease on a physical level and disorder. And more than likely, if they're out of balance, there will be consciousness involved. And we've spoken many times that consciousness will dictate what happens in the physical body, always, every time. And this has been known for ages and ages and ages, 500,000 years old and more, in the ancient Eastern philosophies, Taoism, Buddhism, etc. And nowadays, we are able to actually quantify it with quantum physics. And that's what my doctorate was all about, is validating and quantifying ancient Eastern holism with quantum physics. So it's really exciting time to be around, and as far as quantum physics goes, of course. And the scientific world has researched and proven that consciousness dictates what goes on in the physical body. Having said that, I'm losing sight of the fact that there are lots of toxins out there, and that we come into contact with it through the air, through breathing, through the food, through the water, cleaning agents, clothing, polyester clothing, etc., etc. So we're going to be very cognizant of that fact. And I always say, with my high-low program, my holistic integrated epigenetic life orientation program, the first thing we do is we reset the body with detoxification. And then we will restore and nourish the body, rejuvenate the body, and then rejoice. So it's a 4R process, and that will include physical realignment within emotional realignment. So I think I've really captured the real holistic, existential holism within what I do at the 365 Healthy by Choice Center. So we do have a lot of fun, and we do have really a lot of good testimonies and case studies, which I'm very proud to say. But it's not really my work, it's the work of all of you, and I really do honor all your contributions to natural holistic well-being, because at the end of the day we are looking at well-being. So let's kick off with osteoporosis, and what I want to talk about, it might actually surprise you. I'm going to say stop coffee, and the reason I'm going to say that is because if you research coffee, you will find that it causes muscle cramps. Okay, that's the side effect of the coffee. And in doing so, it pulls the bones. And when it pulls the bones, it can cause, when the muscle cramps, it pulls the bones. And when the bones are pulled, they can become very, very painful. And it can feel like osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, bone pain, severe stiffness, inability to move. So one of the things in my research has shown that coffee is quite detrimental in this, apart from it being acidic, apart from it containing a load of mycotoxins. Those are things like mold. So when the coffee beans are stored, mold develops. Similarly, with peanuts, aflatoxins develop. Similarly, with corn, blastomycosis develops. And when we get that happening, we're going to get pain and inflammation. And the acid levels of our body are going to increase. And the oxygen levels are going to decrease, because those organisms are going to consume whatever they can. Our nutrients decrease. So everything gets into a downward spiral. And I want to share that with you because I've known it for a long time, and I'm just seeing so many good results with muscles and joints and bones when people stop coffee and when they increase water. So increasing water has a massive effect, and walking, movement. We need to move. We need to keep the joints mobile, moving, unable to move, because stiffness will set in. It's like a calcification, if you like, just like coral. When coral grows in the sea, it will grow behind a rock where there's no flow, no movement. And exactly the same with our body. Your spine will calcify if there's no movement. If you sit in one position all day, you're going to get calcification. And with that will become stiffness, inability to move, inflammation, pain, etc. So it's very important to always observe the natural lifestyle and stress factors: sunshine, earthing, air, water, exercise, good sleep, and good hydration. Those are key, and that's given for any human being, without which we will get stiff and ill. So moving over specifically now to what we do at 365 Healthy by Choice, I just want to bring in the two aspects to pain and inflammation. And just starting the slides, we're going to be talking about arthritis, but we have on this side, we have rheumatoid arthritis, and on this side, osteoarthritis. So osteoarthritis is the most common, right? When the membrane gets attacked. When the rheumatoid arthritis is where the membrane gets attacked. Osteoporosis is when the joint starts disintegrating. So you can see the two different hands here. And I'm going to come back to this one. Let's just go here. And this is going to give us the framework in which we need to understand bones, joints, and muscles. So the bones, joints, and muscles form a framework in which we live. And this structure enables us to move. It allows your thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and feelings to find expression. Do you walk confidently and joyfully, or drag your feet behind you? You can see this immediately when you observe people. Emotions affect the physical state, which I've said already, and physical movement elevates your emotional state. Why? Because it releases endorphins, the happy hormones, the serotonins, the dopamines. So very important to do this exercise. And it's the physical and the emotional are always in tandem. Exercise creates a positive and vibrant feeling, while a lack of exercise soon depletes your energy, leading to lethargy and depression. Exercise creates a positive and vibrant feeling, while a lack of exercise soon depletes your energy, leading to lethargy and depression. Ooh. So we're bringing in lots of concepts here, even though we're focusing on one disorder or dis-ease in the body. It is through your bones that you exert your independence and find your place in the world. Bones form the foundation of your physical being. So family home security forms your foundation as a child. This is very important, and I see this a lot of the time when I'm doing the how work, the holistic ancestral orientation, because often there's a bone issue, and when you go deeper into it, you know, was there a secure home life? Did the person grow up feeling secure and sheltered? So the skeleton contains the feelings of safety, true belonging, and security, as well as repressed issues of abuse, insecurities, and survival. So many people across the board, across ages, across races, this is what we're seeing. So until we release these feelings, these emotions, by tracking them to the origin, it becomes almost impossible to realign the physical body. You will realign it to a point, and the pain will reappear. You'll again realign it to a point, and the pain and inflammation will reappear. And that's exactly what happens. People are on a seesaw, going from one practitioner to another, trying to find that bottle that's going to cure them from pain and inflammation and stiffness. So I hope you really getting the information that I'm sharing with you. We've got to dig deeper. We need to look at the root causes beyond the physical. Okay. But we must give the body enough nutrients to work, obviously, and remove the toxins. So the kinds of arthritis that occur, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, ankylosing spondylitis, these are all forms of arthritis. And 132% increase in osteoarthritis since 1990. That's huge. In 2020, globally, 595 million people had diagnosed osteoporosis. What about the rest that don't even have access to a doctor, who don't even go for, a diagnosis and assessment? It's huge. It's absolutely huge. So arthritis itself is a degenerative joint disease. Osteoporosis is where the cartilage deteriorates and hardens. Bone spur can develop, sometimes with pain and deformity. And it's usually from overuse as a child or an adult, overusing the joints. Inflammation is a buildup of the toxins, of toxic thoughts or attitudes. For example, anger, irritation, and frustration with yourself or someone else. People who are overcritical. So that all falls into the osteoporosis area. Simply, in summary, rheumatoid arthritis is known as an autoimmune disease, where the immune system attacks the membranes of the joints due to abnormal rheumatoid factor in the blood. The joints become red and swollen and painful, and progressively rigid and painful. Repressed anger is the issue here. And for example, athletes who channel their anger energy into sport or going to the gym, and it becomes their everything. When they stop, when they retire, they still have to deal with this repressed anger. At 365 Healthy by Choice, in my practice here in Bryanston, we will see often liver issues, gallbladder issues, the bitterness. So you can almost predict if there's liver and gallbladder issues, there's repressed anger, and there's going to be one of the symptoms will be arthritis. So it's very interesting and to know and to observe people and what they say and what their symptoms present with. And that's really what we master is, is the cup half full or half empty? Well, if it's half full or full, why are you here? You came for a reason. So therefore, let's really reassess it. And then they will talk about the symptoms which lead to the cause. The symptoms are not the cause, but they're important. And it helps a practitioner then interpret where to work with the client. it was just those slides that I put together. So let me stop there and come back to what I wanted to talk about now in terms of products. Now, it's quite interesting because the products in the 365 Healthy by Choice nutritional range, apart from being food state and plant-based, are unaltered, except for one which you can only get in an extract form. And that's cordyceps. So they're all natural quantum state, which means their DNA and the intelligence of the plant is fully intact. It hasn't been distorted or extracted or freeze-dried or patented or anything like that. It's exactly as nature intended. Therefore, the intelligence is there. We work with that intelligence of nature and the innate ability of the body to heal. And we come in then on a physical side and an emotional side. So one of our major go-tos when it comes to bones, nails, hair, skin, actually the organs, the entire body is almost gold. So that's almost gold, silver, copper, nickel, platinum, palladium, ruthenium. The 10 platinum precious metal minerals, which are superconductors and transducers. So people think that the bone is dead. It's not. It's just very, very slow growing. And with the quantum devices that we have, we can actually see, based on the reading, the regenerative capacity of the bone at that particular time. So bearing in mind, we're not focusing on the diagnosed name of the disease. We're looking at dis-ease in the body and disorder, and it's holistic. So it's never just bones or just thyroid. So we like to use food state nutrients and minerals and alchemy and fermented brews to holistically reshape the body, realign the body. If it's out of alignment, and then obviously thereafter to look at prevention, or if it's not out of alignment, to continue with prevention. So that's really the turnaround here, is we're realigning the body. And it's very simple if you know about it, and if you work with nature and consciousness. So almost gold is this liquid gold, silver, copper, platinum, precious metal, mineral superconductor. And what is the advantage of a superconductor? It's that it charges the electrons in the body. The cells the blood cells do not touch. It's called a zeta potential. We have to have gold, silver, copper, nickel. It is the starting point of any person. We are a battery. It needs to be charged. It's like the cell phone. The cell phone, you'll plug it in. The electrons can then flow from the electricity into the cell phone. For humans, we need to stand on the ground, let the electrons charge us, and consume nutrients such as almost gold, silver, copper, nickel, the superconductors. It's a transducer, and very, very high frequency. I've talked before about this. And also we have the replenish alkaline electrolytes with boron. And these are your calcium, magnesium, potassium, your semiconductor minerals. So those of you who are making notes, this is where we begin. It's a no-brainer. You can't have all the fancy stem cells and all the fancy everything else and extracts of this and extracts of that and expensive this. If you don't have charge in your body, forget it. You don't have life force. And everything that we do is about life force and electron spin. The faster the electrons, the tighter they are to the neutron and the proton. You'll remember from your science. The greater the spin, the greater the life force. Once we've got that going, once we've got 100% life force and charge, like a cell phone, we can do and fix and heal and raise our awareness, raise our consciousness to high levels. We need to start there. So that's very important to replenish these minerals in the bones. Speaking of bones, obviously all the tissues in the body. And the other one, the electrolytes that we have, it's very, very special and gentle, calcium, magnesium, potassium, and so on. We put boron in because boron will drive the calcium and these semiconductor electrolytes back into the bone. So boron is depleted in our soil. It's not in the food. So nearly everybody we test on the quantum machines is depleted in boron. Well, and copper, which is in the almost gold, silver, copper, nickel. So these depletions we need to be aware of, as I said to you. And if we're going to repair, let's give the body the nutrients that it needs at the time, so that as we want to release the emotions, it's much easier for us. So those minerals are beautiful. You take them in water in a glass with lemon juice, and it's just amazing. I've got a big athlete swimming a huge 8 hours a day for 2 days, a marathon swim. And he's filling up his water bottle with the replenish that we have with the boron inside it. And so he finds that really able to replenish the electrolytes that he's losing with the swim, keeping away the cramps. So these are important. We don't want muscle cramps because it's also going to affect the bone and the joints eventually. So the bones, the joints, and the muscles need to work together. The muscles enable us to move. So if you're taking so much coffee, you're cramping your muscle, you're not going to be able to move. Simple as that. You will have pain. Then in terms of detoxification, and that's when I said to you important, because our anger, our acidity, our adrenaline, our stress hormones, the cortisol hormones, all of them create lots of acidity, lots of acid in the body. Too much sport will create an overflow of lactic acid as well. And we need to remove that and alkalinize the body. Most important. So to do that and to remove these earthly toxins that I spoke to you about, the lead, the mercury, the uranium, the glycophosphates, the insecticides, we use our cell oxygen to do that. And that's also game changing. Everything I've mentioned so far is game changing. And once we're moving now towards lots of oxygen and alkaline body, it will remove the inflammation. And people who consume the almost gold, the cell vitality oxyminerals will have very little inflammation. And it's noticeable when they come back in a month's time. Their face is different. And I always say your selfie before, because the after one is going to look different. And it really is lovely to see. We use the DMSO with it also for pain and inflammation. Both of these, cell vitality and the DMSO, for pain and inflammation. In fact, the strongest, best pain and inflammation nutrients on the planet. And there's studies to show with DMSO comparing it to other pain relieving medicines on the market. So you can go and Google all of that. Very, very important. Then another product that we use extensively to alkalinize the body is zeolite. So often on our readings, there's high uric acid, high acidity, and apart from removing the toxins that are causing the acidity and the stress and the lifestyle, we use a zeolite, volcanic rock dust, which absorbs the uric acid and doesn't let it go back into the body. It will take it and you'll pass it out, along with magnetizing other toxins and parasites and things in the body. So that's very useful to alkalinize your body, and it doesn't interfere with digestion. So zeolite's a winner on a many levels. It also wards off radiation regarding the body and connects cosmically with the cosmic energy. So that will mean raised awareness, insights, imagination, intuition. So really, very important product. So now we're moving on to some more of our aids, shall I say. And we have a decalcification flush. And this has got MSM, ascorbic acid, and sodium bicarb. And we're using the bicarb as an instrument here to decalcify the body. together with the MSM and the lemon juice. A big byproduct of this is that it forms natural collagen, non-plant, non-animal based. So we know if the body's full of parasites, they're dissolving the collagen. If you don't know that, Google. And therefore, in the situation where there's pain and inflammation, toxins, there's 100% chance that there's also parasites. So there's 100% chance that the collagen is down and that we need to decalcify and replenish the collagen. So this decalcification flush is a huge all-in-one, decalcifying the body and restoring collagen levels. If you just consume collagen directly, you have to be very careful because the liver can be accumulating animal protein, even plant proteins. And if it's blocked and you continuously take collagen, you're going to have big kidney stones, big blockages of urea, the waste urine coming out and goes back into the blood. So very important that we do have this good source of collagen coming, and I find it very useful. And not only that, the decalcification flush is so delicious. I tell people a month and they say, please can't I continue for another month? I love it. So that's what we want to be doing. We want to be taking things that we love, that are gorgeous. Yes, we understand if we've got chronic disease, we do have to detox. We do have to go through it. And, most people are up to it. There's one or two that it's too strong for them. Maybe it's not time. But so that's what we want to do with the decalcification flush, is decalcify the joints, the bones, the spine, the arteries, the brain. Because if the brain is calcified, how is the bone going to get the hormones that it needs? If the liver's blocked, how's the brain going to be told what to do to release all these hormones? So it's a whole intricate process. I've talked about this before in previous educational videos on my YouTube channel, the Jane Mackenzie YouTube channel. So very important there. Another great product talking about decalcification is our magnesium malate. And we use the malate because malic acid malate will also decalcify. And that means, as I said, hearts, vessels, wherever there's calcification, in men, prostates as well. So very important, the magnesium malate. Also, magnesium will form calcium as the body needs it. So nice to know that in the decalcification flush, it's got the normal requirements that a body would want. And then it's in the form that the body can take what it wants when it wants. There's no sort of chelation or tricking the body to absorb anything. So it's very natural plant extracts of these minerals. Then we're moving to the replica RNA DNA. And why do I bring this in? It's because it's got the 5 major building block proteins for the entire body. I don't know why everybody's not on this. Forget all your different proteins and your muscle buildings and your thises and your that's. They're going to be missing amino acids. Research, scientific, what I'm speaking about. Uracil, adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine. 5 building block proteins that are going to build every single protein in the body. So when we're talking about growth and repair, apart from the minerals, we're now moving to proteins. We need to have those proteins available so that the body can repair, as and when, depending on what it needs. This product will also boost your immunity. It will help seal leaky gut. It will repair the lung lining, the gut lining. There's just hundreds of units of things that it does. But most importantly, we use it for growth and repair and to boost immunity so that the body goes and finds the toxins and the parasites and removes them. So that's happening inside the nucleus, in the chromosome of every single cell and every single new cell division. Imagine. And the almost gold is unraveling the chromosome, the DNA double helix. The RNA DNA has got all the 5 proteins ready, and it rewinds it. The difference between the RNA and the DNA is the uracil. DNA has uracil. Anyway, they're all in that product. So very, very important now, because we're talking about good growth, good repair, and, removal of pain and inflammation. And I've also put here to limit electromagnetic field exposure, because this calcifies the body. So that will be your cell phone, your laptop screen. It would be very important then to ground yourself, to use one of our grounding mats. I'm always talking about these. And we really are selling a lot now. And this will put you onto earth energy straight away, immediately. You just put your pinky on the top mat, so long as it's plugged in and earthed. No electricity, just earthed. So there you're warding off radiation, and you're warding off the chances of calcifying. And also our earthly pendants. Oh, let me see. I just took it off because they were getting mixed up. But the earthing pendants, which you've all seen before as well, natural resin. And also, well, these are DNA modifying, but and in doing that, they're protecting the DNA from being denatured. So those two are very good. You sleep on your mat, you put it in your car. There's a wrist strap also for the car, and the pendant is 24/7, wherever you are. So those are important things. And then talking about calcification still, we have a fabulous gallbladder flush, and this has got to do with arthritis, the repressed anger, the bitterness. So the gallbladder will get blocked, and we need to unblock it. It's a reservoir of toxins, and the bile acid can't come out. When the bile acid can't come out, we don't dissolve oil. And that's a fact. And I see it every single time. And what's the number one? What are the number one tubs that people are going to walk away with? A zeolite, a decalcification tub, and a gallbladder tub. Those three you can have it in writing. The microbes are flat, so they get the microbiome reset. Their oils are low. I'm coming to oils in a moment. So those five, unlikely you'll get away with that. And then we've got to put something like one of our oxygens in to start detoxifying. Or one of our herbal detoxifiers, or if it happens to be liver or kidney or thyroid or whatever. So you see, when you understand the body, it's quite easy to put all of this together. So the gallbladder flush is critical. The day you've done the flush is the day the bile acid flows. It's the day the blood starts clearing. The oil starts getting emulsified. We use the flaxseed oil to develop an electrical potential across the cell membranes for oxygen and food to move into the blood and into the cells. Also, it's got the omegas, and it also forms a lining along the membranes where the bacteriophages live for immunity, and, as I said, the transfer of oxygen and food. So flaxseed oil is gold. Yes, you can use other oils if you want to, but we use the flaxseed oil cold pressed because we need the principles of the flaxseed oil, and it has the highest life force of all the oils. So the electron spin is the tightest. Then we might have to remove, do a kidney flush, remove the stones or remove the gravel from the bladder. And we have all of that. We'll use a diatomaceous earth often to do that. It forms a sieve and catches the toxins, as well as our kidney flush. So these are all things now to realign the body, alkalinize it, reduce immunity, and bring the pH up. The liver might have to be detoxed. We have that. Normally goes with the gallbladder flush. The lung might have to detox too because the plaque can form there. The gut, we've talked about the probiotic. We've got over 80 live strains in that probiotic. And hands down, the store customers tell me that it's hands down the best of all the liquid probiotics on the shelf. We do second generation fermented. So just to stop now and recap, we've talked about the importance of minerals, almost gold, the replenish, calcium, magnesium. We've talked about oil, electrical potential. We've talked about proteins. We've talked about decalcification. And now we're going to talk about, so we've also talked about removal of parasites and removal of toxins. I've got a nice environmental detox product, which we use a lot, especially in the areas where they spray the pesticides until 4 in the morning. And also radiation toxicity and things like that. So we've got that already available. We can detoxify that. And then we look at now nourishing the bone. We've got a bone marrow and joint restore and cleanse. And it's got beautiful things in it, including the usual glucosamine, chondroitin, collagen, frankincense, which is boswellia, and a whole host of nutrients to rebuild the bone, horsetail, fossilica. So we're really remineralizing the bone here and building the structure, restructuring the bone. So that's a great product here for the arthritis sufferers. And also we've made, for those vegans, a plant-based collagen builder. And there's about 14 superfoods and herbs in there. I made it for myself. So it's a plant-based Integra collagen builder. I urge you to have a look at that. It's a remarkable product, and I've also looked around the world. You can't get exactly what I've put together here. So that's important. And obviously you want to use the bone broth. Bone broth is a good source of collagen, glucosamine, chondroitin. And don't forget straight MSM, because it's a derivative of the DMSO, which is good. So important. We talked about the exercises, the stretching to strengthen the body, to strengthen the muscles, which are holding the bones, etc., and the mood elevation that exercise brings in. And I've just got a note here to remind us that the microbiome reset with the over 80 light strains, those organisms build vitamin K and vitamin D, which is always recommended with bone, in support of the parathyroid as well. So this probiotic, the microbiome reset, is absolutely essential. Mine is here, right here next to me all the time, next to my water, so I can just sip it as I need it. So very, very important. We've got some beautiful bone and joint Chinese teas. They're new. I just want to share that with you. And we're having fantastic results with them, including gout. And we've also got liver and lung and hypertension, high blood sugar. So these are the new 365 Healthy by Choice range of teas. And I'm branching into the Chinese herbal traditional healing properties of these teas. I've always wanted to, but in any event, we're doing that now. So then also just to end off, that holistic ancestral orientation, the how work, where we get to the origin of the emotion behind the pain, inflammation, and acidity in the body. So with that, I'm going to end. It was a lot of information. I believe I explained it very carefully. If you know people with joint pain, stiffness, thinking they have arthritis, thinking they have rheumatoid, thinking they have osteoporosis, ankylosing spondylitis, let them come. Let's open the field to them. Let's share the information, raise the awareness, and 9 times out of 10, I wish I'd met you earlier. But it's okay. It's all timing. So with that, I'm going to end. All these products are available on the website, the 365 Healthy by Choice website. You'll find center bookings there as well. One of the things I didn't talk about, it just occurred to me, is our infrared. We've got infrared saunas here, 14 micron. You don't easily find that. And the infrared does wonders to detoxify, relieve pain and inflammation. It penetrates 4 centimeters into the body. That is amazing. You do feel amazing when you're finished with that. It's only 30 minutes. So that's really good. And we've recently brought in infrared panels that you can put above your bed and switch on and off for however many minutes you want to use it for. So that's nice because the whole body gets covered in infrared too. So that's an important one. Acupuncture actually works as well. We use acupuncture too for pain, inflammation, acidity, and emotional release. We change the neurological pathways in the brain with the acupuncture. So there we have it. All the best. I've really enjoyed having all of you here and being with you. Always a pleasure. And take the information, share it, please. Go on the website, learn, look, and see, and build those bones. We do have the Activa stem cells, just occurred to me, sorry. And those are the 5 top plant adult activating stem cell nutrients. You take those, it's blue-green algae, royal jelly, cordyceps, lion's mane, and foti. And you take those and you double the effect you get into the sun. And the photons from the sun interact with the nutrients in your blood and in your cells, creating stem cell activation. And then the bone will be calling on repair stem cells, and you get that done too. All natural, all plant-based, all food state, doing no harm to the body. So more on the website. See you next week. And do please ask me questions, because this, for example, tonight, and most of them, somebody asks me something and I prepare it for them, and then it becomes part of the webinar. See you next week.